Welcome to Relativity. On this channel, I'll be doing movie reviews and recommendations from a real-world perspective, done in an immersive way that you hopefully haven't seen before. I also plan on eventually expanding into TV shows and other outlets once the channel begins to grow and I'm able to dedicate myself to it full time. This is the theater room where we'll be doing the reviews. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is Prisoners. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. Prisoners is a crime mystery thriller from 2013 about the abduction of two young girls and the subsequent efforts of the police and the families of the missing girls to locate them as pressure mounts. The film stars Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Terrence Howard, and Viola Davis. Melissa Leo, Maria Bello, and Paul Dano round out a very solid cast of Academy Award nominees and winners. Keller and Grace Dover, played by Jackman and Bello, are what seems like your average middle-class family, enjoying a nice Thanksgiving gathering as guests of Franklin and Nancy Birch, played by Howard and Davis, respectively. Their children are playing, they're sipping on wine, and enjoying themselves. But when the two young daughters of both families decide to take an unsupervised trip to the Dover's house up the street, things turn for the worse. With all units on alert, Detective Loki, played by Gyllenhaal, is first on the scene. And although the police have a suspect in custody, things aren't adding up considering the suspect's mental state and forensic examination of the evidence, which contributes to more anxiety and frustration among the parents of these two children. Detective Loki is determined to leave no stone unturned, though, but it's not enough and it's not yielding results fast enough. On top of that, the release of the potential suspect is sending everyone into a frenzy or rage, depending on the person. At this point, Mr. Dover has had enough of watching his wife cry herself to sleep every day. He's had enough of her blaming him for not keeping his family safe. And he's had enough of the police incompetence. His mindset is now to take things into his own hands. And the lengths he's willing to go has even his best friend thinking he's gone off the deep end. And this man's daughter is missing too, so that's saying something. But there's different types of people in the world. There's those that accept the fate of whatever situation is thrown their way, and those who cannot and will do anything for closure. Meanwhile, Detective Loki hasn't given up. Even with the town seemingly beginning to accept the inevitable, after days have passed with no results, and as more time passes, the deeper the families sink into depression and desperation. Not to mention the guilt of what Franklin and Keller have been up to is weighing heavy on Franklin, as he knows it isn't right, but has been convinced it's necessary if he wants to see his daughter again. And his buddy Keller is going deeper and deeper into a psychotic state with the passing of each day. But nobody seems to have a better idea, so he's convinced himself and them this is the only way. The story takes an even further twist as a new unidentified man enters the picture and causes more questions and suspicion, as if things aren't bad enough already. But Loki, determined to track down every lead, still responds. Plus, he's beginning to have some suspicions about what exactly Mr. Dover's been up to all these late nights, as his wife unknowingly says a little too much to the detective. But luckily, at the last second, Detective Loki gets distracted, and Keller is able to keep his secret and his freedom for a little while longer. Now tracking the unidentified man, Detective Loki finds more than what he was looking for, but still only moves a little further along in the ever-changing maze that is this search effort. But once that lead disappears, and in dramatic fashion too, he's back operating off pure instinct. And so is Keller. He's running around doing his own detective work. I guess he figures what good is sitting home crying about it. Regardless of any evidence found, it isn't over for him until he has absolute proof. On the other end of the spectrum, Loki is beginning to acknowledge defeat. With no wife or kids, he has nothing but his work, so he takes it hard. Plus, he feels the guilt of failure as he promised to find these kids to their parents' face. When the Birch family receives some positive news, it gives both families a bit of hope, but it's bittersweet because all the news isn't good for all parties, which sends Keller back into a rage. Tired of all the riddles and games, he snapped. But in his rage, he finally gets something he's been searching for all along, although it's shocking where he eventually ends up finding the truth. This is one long movie. I didn't notice it when I originally watched the movie, but I guess that could be a good thing as it definitely keeps you engaged while you're taking the long journey along with each of these characters. For some people, parts of the story may be considered over the top, but I disagree. I feel it's an accurate depiction of the love people have for their children and the lengths they'll go to protect them and the toll it takes on everyone involved when the children are lost. My movie ratings and best performance award will be showing next, so continue watching until the end. Subscribe and like if you haven't already, and for those who have, thank you. Comments will be welcome as I'll be looking to improve these reviews over time and possibly even taking requests. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.